It's job done in the third round of the FA Cup. It's United 3, Everton 1. We are in to the fourth round of the FA Cup. The fourth round draw, I'll be live for, what is it, Monday morning? I think it's Monday morning after the Arsenal versus Oxford game. We will see who we play in the fourth round. I really do hope we get a lower league opponent so we can keep on rotating, because we really don't have the squad to go deep in all of these trophies like the season's presenting itself to be, as well as going for top four in the Premier League and going high in top four. So it's a demanding season. I do hope we draw a lower league club, because we do need it, like we've got the game against Charlton coming up. But yeah, it's a good win. I'll give him some lower scores and player ratings today though. Because there was one real standout man of the match, I've got to say. It was like, the man of the match was an absolute standout. Like, I don't think I can even look at anyone else when giving it to. It's just such a standout. De Gea, 5. Look, at the time, I was really skeptical about whether I could blame De Gea for it or not, because it was real awkward. But you can't have your legs open, let the ball go through, and forget that you can use your hands as a goalkeeper. I'm sorry, but you've got to be getting your hands down there. The only reason he's not a 4, you just get a 4 if you concede a goal like that, because, you know, your job's a goalkeeper. You should probably bid them over points for that. But he made a few real cracking saves that stops us from conceding it anymore, because the defence was a little bit shaky tonight, I've got to say, except for one man who was a rock in defence. But yeah, I'll give De Gea a 5. Diogo Dalot, I'm giving him a 6. It's a solid return. I can't really complain about Dalot's performance. A little bit rusty, but you could sort of see in some areas that Dalot just has that quality difference to Wan-Bissaka. And people were saying, start Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's better than Dalot. I think that finally then showed up today that even a rusty Dalot is better than a normal Aaron Wan-Bissaka at his best. And Wan-Bissaka is a very good player. If he wants to stay as a backup right back, I'd welcome that, but I doubt he does, so he'll probably be sold in the summer, but we'll keep him to the end of the season. Rafael Varane's the man who gets the 7. He is the rock at the back. What a player. I'm actually going to give Shaw a 6, actually. I don't think he was as good as Varane today. Usually with centre-back combos, I give them the same score, but I actually think Shaw was a little bit weaker today. I think he was caught out of position a few times. I've actually got a theory. Quickly, I'll finish on Varane, then I'll go with a theory on Luke Shaw. I think he just cleaned up. He just cleaned up. He really let a defender through, and when he did, his positioning is just so good that he can just intercept it again. He is just a fantastic player. You can see why he's won a couple of Champions Leagues. And by a couple, I mean about 15. Luke Shaw. Now, my my theory is that Erik ten Hag is... Now, Lissandro... We've got the Europa League game against Barcelona coming up in February. Humongous game. The first leg is at the Nou Camp in Barcelona in front of 100,000 people. Lissandro Martinez is suspended from that game. Now, Luke Shaw's definitely our best left-sided centre-back option. I have a theory that Ten Hag started Shaw over Martinez today and will continue to in the future. I think Martinez will start against Charlton. But in the future, to build Luke Shaw's centre-back capability and confidence for the Barcelona game. That's my theory. Flo's a little bit weaker today, but still didn't let too much through. Just caught out of position a few times. Malacia, I'm going to give a 6. I thought he was slightly at fault for Everton's almost second goal. But I thought he did get the job done in the end. I thought he was pretty sound. It's an average game from Malacia. Cannot complain. Casemiro's a 6. I think a 6.8 is a little bit of our recency bias on how well he's been playing recently, but it's nowhere near the sort of boss game that Casemiro has been having recently. He was misplacing more. He sometimes misplaces passes. That's just because it's not his game. It doesn't change the fact from when I gave him 9 out of 10s, but he misplaced a few too many today. He didn't control the midfield like we need him to. But I've got to say, on that second goal, Erik ten Hag might get a lower score than usual today, because I was really pissed off at him for something. I will actually quickly go through it. You cannot take Casemiro off and not bring McTominay on. McTominay may not be nowhere near as good as Casemiro, but you need a big body in there. And for that 10 minute patch or so, we decided to go in with a midfield of Bruno, Fred, and Eriksen. As soon as the sub got made, I knew it was bound to be destroyed. We get hit on the counter, I hit my desk, I'm pretty sure my camera broke in the moment. It's back to normal now, but Cheers, Eric. You made me do that. It was a shite decision to take Casemiro off for Fred. Eriksen had to come off for Fred, and for some reason, Casemiro wasn't meant to come off. If you're going to take Casemiro off, bring on McTominay. Like, it's just common sense. And Eriksen's a 5, because he was just... couldn't get himself into the game, really. Fred did have to come on for him a little bit earlier than when Ten Hag did bring him on, in my opinion. But, yeah, he's in a bad vein of form at the moment, Christian Eriksen. I hope he can turn it around, because he really doesn't look like he will. I'm going to give Bruno a 6, probably just an average 6. He did piss me off at times, but he was okay. He took a few important touches on a few important counter-attacks that led to goals. So I'm not going to really mark him down for a few things that pissed me off. So he was an average 6. Antony, 6. It's a much improved performance from Antony. He showed his flair. He showed confidence. He got a goal back on the score sheet. One thing that I think not only frustrated me, not only frustrated fans at home, but not only frustrated the entire of Old Trafford, was the fact that he can't use his right foot. He's a very primarily left-footed right winger. I don't think he actually touched the ball with his right foot once, even though there were clear scenarios where he should have, and where he gave up the ball because he resisted to use his right foot. He must work on it, otherwise he will not be a successful footballer at this club. He needs to be able to use both feet on the right wing. He just has to. Do I need to say more? Do I need to say more? He's an 8 out of 10. He's an 8 out of 10. He's easily the man of the match. There's no other answer for man of the match. I mean, he was man of the match without the goal. He was probably a 7 without the goal and man of the match, but that just confirms it. My lord. I mean, can I say the penalty was cracking as well. I've been saying for a while now that Rashford should be taking free kicks over Bruno, and it just got tipped by Pickford. The penalty was fantastic. I think Rashford might be our new penalty taker, to be honest, because Bruno would usually be taking that when he's on the pitch. It wasn't his goal scoring. Let's move past that. Or his attempts. It was his creation. Even when he moved up top, he decided to glide to the left, even though he probably shouldn't have, just because it's his natural position and it's where he's so good and it's where he creates so much from. He's just such a dynamic player that is in the best form of his career at the moment. He's almost at the world-class stage, which not many players are, but he is a world-class player. The form he is in can't be replicated by many in the world. He is on another level. We are so lucky to have guys like Rashford and Casemiro and Varane and Martinez and even Dalot in the team. Martial, God, frustrating early in the game with some of the decisions he made. He had a few good early chances, looked okay early, but frustrating at times. We never strike her badly. And even if the strike we get isn't the number one choice straight away, I hope Martial can build some form. Fred gets a 6, a really good cameo. I think Fred's come on as like a cameo since the World Cup about 4 times, and he's done really well in all of them. I've been really happy with Fred's cameos recently. Still not good enough to start. Will start against Charlton, but yeah, I thought he was good. I think we'll see McFred against Charlton, the return of McFred. Garnacho, I have to give a 6. Drew the penalty, showing a little bit of flair. Yeah, okay, performance from Garnacho. Martinez, man, I'm giving him a 7 because it's so good to have him. It might be biased. He's my favourite player. Oh, is he? Probably Martinez and Rashford are my tied favourite players. I think I don't usually give high scores because of my favourite players, but this is the first ever time in UKFC player ranks history I've given him a high score because he's one of my favourite players, and because of that physical strength he used on whoever, I think, was it Decore at the other end, just to let the he's just what a player. I'm giving him a 6 realistically. It was a good cameo. Great centre back strength on one of those players on Decore, I think it was. Maybe it was Calvert-Lewin, I could be wrong, but yeah, great to have him back. Our World Cup winner. A World Cup winning centre back combo. Maguire 6, didn't notice him. I'm sorry, but how does Maguire go to 5.5? What did he do? He was barely on. That's a gender, isn't it? God, I can't get past that. That's harsh. Can I say quickly, Maguire... no, I'm not even going to go into it. Maguire basically posted something on his Instagram story during the week saying he's been involved in the last 8, now 9 Manchester United wins, where for most of them he's come on for about 4 minutes. He posted that on his Instagram. I'm not sure if that was his admin or him, but it's a little bit embarrassing. It got deleted, but yeah, thought I'd bring that into the conversation. McTominay was a 6. He was okay when he came on. Ten Hag, I'm actually going to give him a 7 today because we won, but I really wasn't happy with some of his decisions, to be honest. Only because we won, I'm going to give him a 7. Close to a 6, to be honest. Thinking that Fred, Bruno, and Eriksen could survive on a midfield was diabolical. Diabolical from Eriksen's intelligence as Ten Hag. Fred had to come on way earlier for Eriksen, and to bring off Casemiro, you have to bring on McTominay and not Fred. Mind-boggling to me. I like the resistance to keep playing from playing Martinez at centre back too soon. Give Shaw that experience for the Barcelona game, which is my theory. Great to see Dalot back. I think we'll see Martinez alongside Lindelof personally against Charlton. That's my predicted centre back combo. So yeah, good game overall. I'm happy with that performance. We're into the next round of the Carabao Cup. I'll be live tonight for Tottenham Portsmouth, by the way, so come join me on UKFC for that. Man of the match, there could be no other man than Marcus Rashford. What a player. The creativity he has is absolutely off the scale. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Up the Reds. Cheers.